Hey guys, we got the green juice. Just washed my face. It's giving dry. Dry and red. Today we're gonna do a little chatty get ready with me. I love watching these on TikTok, so I was like, let's try it in YouTube form. Start off, we're gonna use Pat McGrath Labs concealer. Today I am going to go to a coffee shop later and do some work, and it's just nice to get ready. But also before that, I'm gonna go meet up with my friend Sophia, and we're gonna go get tacos. We're gonna go to this taco stand. I guess there's like a lot of locations. She said she's been before, she said it's good, so I'm excited. It has really good reviews on Yelp. I am also like an avid Yelp user, by the way. I will always go to Yelp to find like restaurants first before anything else. Okay, covering annoying little spots. I look like one of those little 3D modeling things for like the movies when the people are all covered in dots in their little suits. Who will I be? I feel like my freshman winter break felt so long, but for some reason this year it feels so short, and I'm so sad because I'm going back to school so soon, which is like exciting because I can't wait to be back in New York with my friends, but it's also gonna be so stressful and then so cold. I was lucky because I get to come home to the West Coast for a break, so I'm not dealing with like snow or anything where I live, and it's pretty nice and warm out. But now we have to go back into the cold. And I swear November through December time of the end of like fall semester in New York really isn't even that bad. It's always the spring semester that's the worst because then there's no holidays that anyone's celebrating, like Valentine's Day, but like be real. Basically spring is just cold because that's like those are the coldest months, and the wind is so harsh, and that's when it snows a lot, so slay. The seasonal depression goes crazy in New York. On another note though, if you guys remember, before I left New York I bought ice skates. That is one good thing actually to look forward to. I finished my film book, that David Mamet one, the other day that I've been talking about, literally an annoying amount, but it was so good, and I'm probably gonna go back and like highlight stuff and take notes because it was just great. But now I started, it's like my mom's whole book, but it's called Be My Baby, and it's by Ronnie Spector and about her life and like the stuff she went through with Phil Spector. So, but I'm starting that right now. I will let you know how that is. I need to like sit down and read more of that today because I really want to finish that one before I go back to school, since it's definitely a thicker book, so I don't want to travel with that to New York if I can help it. Okay, just for the fun of it, we're gonna put on a little just kidding, I'm sure it's fine, I don't really need this, but. And then next I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. Early high school, I used to do my eyebrows every single day with this little like eyebrow pencil, and then I'd brush it out, which honestly, it is so slay, like having those thicker eyebrows. But then again, like my eyebrows are dark enough, so I finally switched over to like clear brow gel years ago. I love doing clear brow gel because the thing that I used to hate when I was in high school that made me stop was I hated how different I looked sometimes with the gel stuff on and with it not on, and I just used to be really embarrassed because then I would have like sleepovers with friends, or if I was on like a sports team, I didn't want to not have my brows done like that because I thought it looked so different than when I was in classes. And so that is why my makeup looks like barely anything. So I actually never have ever gotten my eyebrows done before. I usually just pluck them if I ever need to, but most times I just trim them with the little nail scissors because they get long so fast. And then I'm gonna do some eyeliner, like the thinnest line of eyeliner you've ever seen. But I'm using this Rem Beauty one in the shade Midnight Black. My mom got me this for Christmas, and then also the little lip oil, which both of them are so good. I actually didn't even know that she had a line of like makeup. Gotta give her props, these are really nice. They're definitely giving more like stepsisters. Let's do some random facts, as if I haven't overshared everything in my life on YouTube already. Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Nobody wants to hear this come out of my mouth ever again. My dad is in the military, so I moved around a horrendous amount, but on top of that, it is actually from Wales. So I am a dual citizen. I have British citizenship, kind of random. The happiest I've probably ever been in my life as like a child was that era when Disney Channel was at its peak, and it was like Hannah Montana, Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life, and like Shake It Up. This is actually kind of vile, but I used to wake up in the morning before school, sit on the couch, watch Disney Channel with a cup of apple juice, eat like half of a ham and cheese Hot Pocket, and then I would leave the other half of the ham and cheese Hot Pocket because I couldn't finish it in the kitchen. I would ride my scooter to school. I'd come back from school and I would sit back on the couch, drink another glass of apple juice, and then finish the rest of my Hot Pocket and then go play outside. But what a peak routine. What a good time to be alive. That was was also like my American Girl doll era too, which I was so obsessed with that. Those magazines that used to come in the mail used to be my life. The little photo shoots they would do with these dolls were insane. Like, tell me why it looked like this doll was actually skiing on Mount Everest. That is movie magic. I feel like I'm giving like Addams Family. So sometimes I use this really old Sephora palette thing, do a little bit of contouring, except honestly I don't think this color like matches anything, but whatever. When I was 15, I think, my family are Saints fans. The Saints team, like NFL, hosted this little competition because they were in the playoff season. Basically, for every playoff game, you could enter by drawing cartoons of like the Saints team or the opposing team and like the Saints winning basically, and you could submit that. The only thing was that you had to be at least 18, and obviously I was not. So I drew this cartoon when they were playing against the Panthers, ended up submitting it under one of my parents' like names instead, and then I won. I literally won sideline passes like to go onto the field before the game to the Saints and the Panthers at the Superdome. And I remember going onto the field after we got our passes and walking downstairs in the back area, and then this guy coming up to talk to us about having won and writing an article about it, and him looking at me, and I just think he instantly knew what actually happened. But it's okay, still secured the bag. I am also the oldest. I have 2 younger brothers, which kind of immediately makes me like little like a boss baby from that movie Boss Baby. That is me, which is probably where the little director thing comes from. So anyone that wants to be a film director, ask yourself why. Ask yourself who this person is. My friend Claire and I think freshman year, were getting lunch somewhere, and she is a fantastic screenwriter, has sold her scripts before already, and then we were talking about directing and stuff because I want to do directing, and she was telling me how she would never want to take a directing class because of the type of people that would be in that class. There's that. Speaking of moving around, I actually attended 4 different high schools. And the first one I ever was a part of, I had to audition for. It was this one in Texas, and it was a fine arts high school. I started my freshman year of high school, not in film, but actually with a concentration in visual arts, and I had to do this whole thing where I went in alone with one of the teachers, and she gave me all of these different drawing exercises and organizational exercises with these shapes and like aesthetic stuff, and I had to do portfolios, and like it was just this really long process. I ended up getting in, went here for like a month, and I just hated it. So then I left. But I kept competing in visual arts competitions and like state ones throughout my like first 2 years of high school. Okay, so I'm gonna use my little lip oil, but first I always I carry this with me all the time, and it's the Vaseline Rosy Lips Lip Therapy. So it's basically just like a normal Vaseline, except it's got a little bit of a tint to it, so I like it. Finally, our lip oil. This is the raspberry one, by the way. Okay, and that is that. That's pretty much my go-to makeup look. This is the finished look, and now I have to get ready to actually leave. Wearing these urban pants again, and then this Brandy Melville tank top, and this little shawl that I thrifted in LA. And I'll probably wear my Doc Martens, so slay. Gonna go get a burrito. Bye.